I think during the COVID, we were living probably the darkest period of my personal life, and people were living the same darkest era. So it has been very painful for many people. And I would say that we are coming out of the darkness. It looked like a new season. And I don't know if that is my perception, but probably it's not only my perception. I can see that around us, multiple and many other people, they attempt to get close to spirituality or to awareness or to understand what is the spirituality and the relationship that we can have with God, if you believe in God, or with any form of spirituality. And I can see, from what I can see, the future is getting better now, and the people are changing. I don't know if there is a wave that is transforming the people for a new era, but I can see that the people are more interested into it. Now, my perceptions could be wrong, because I obviously pay attention to spirituality and psychology and mindfulness. So really, I'm somehow my environment is determined by those elements. So, but I think people are trying to get close to God and to the origin of the life. And probably the beginning of the year is the best moment in which the people, they should go and find out what is the origin of the life. And the origin of the life could be found right now in the present moment, in that space between our first thought and our intentions to communicate. So there are moments between each thought, moments of silence between each thought, and that is the origin of the word. And the origin of the word can be found also in the traditional scriptures. So we can go back in the past and read them, and you can see us in the Bible, for example. The origin of the word comes out of the darkness, and God separated the sky and the earth. And also in a traditional Maori, probably we mentioned it before when we had a talk. There is a story in which the mother and the father were united in the darkness, and the son was born and separated them, and the light came through. So if the people would like
true. So true if you co-sleep.
Yeah, exactly. They don't yeah, they separate them. They don't let you touch, and especially with a big belly, you have to. And the man not touch the woman as he was touching the woman before.
Can you explain, at least from your perspective, the link between mindfulness and meditation?
Yeah. Okay. Mindfulness, we can attempt to find out what is the meaning of mindfulness. And mind is the mind, and fullness means full, complete. Means when I'm mindful, I completely aware of what's happening around me. Now, it's a kind of open way form of focus. So I'm focusing completely to my reality within me and around me. I use the hero journey, for example, because the hero generally, some of the heroes have only one eye. And Jordan Peterson explained very well, only one eye, one to look outside and one to look within. In order to learn how to expand the narrow focus, which normally we stay with the thoughts most of the time without being aware of what's happening around us. So we stay with this kind of things in our head without remove the focus from it, or attempt to expand the focus. So there are thoughts, and there's energy over there. That's why they suck your attention. They are magnetic, the thoughts. They can take you away from the reality. That's what they do. So somehow we add too much value to the thoughts, and the thoughts are the formulation of the past experience, and they are so intense that often alienate us from the reality. So meditation helps us to learn how to observe the thought, watch our body, watch the external environments without being too involved in our thoughts. So,
in terms of meditation, what do you say to somebody who's like, it's just too hard, you just can't shut those thoughts up? They're just like going like that all the time. What do you say to that?
Well, to that, I'd like to invite them to think about the Buddha, that he decided to go in the forest and meditate for 5 years.
Do you think that might be a bit scary? 5 years? People would run away. No, to make it easy, how do you start?
When I decided to do meditations, I went in the bush and I wanted to do the same things that Buddha did, and I failed completely. So after a minute, I realized that I couldn't do meditation.
For 5 years.
But 1 minute was the beginning of 5 years, just the beginning, the first part. And the only things that a person can do is continue, attempt to do meditations. And there is a beautiful say by Pema Chandram. She's a fantastic nun, a Tibetan Buddhist nun. And she said, you fail, and fail again. And the most important thing is learn how to fail more than learn how to do meditations. So you can begin to sit down there for 30 seconds and you realize that you won't be able to sit there for 5 years in the forest. But at least you fail your first attempt. So if the outcome would be 1 hour, you fail by doing 30 seconds. And a minimal amount of time is already something. It's more than nothing. And I would say the 30 seconds, I'm not talking very much about the law of attractions, but the 30 seconds that you do when you try to be aware of what's happening around you, it's likely to transform your world for sure and forever. Because in the present moment, we have the past and the future generation. They just merge within us right now. And if we are aware of it for just 30 seconds, we can see the world and the manifestation of the world and the manifestation of the reality right now. So I would say you can begin with 30 seconds, with a minute, and then you can make some progress. Now, the progress are made only through effort. And
effort.
The Buddha...
Effort, guys. Effort. That's a key word. That is a key word for 2025. You've got to apply a little bit of effort. A little bit of effort will help them to overcome the 30 seconds and to go to 35 and to 40. And it would be called in the Buddhist traditions the right effort. So you make a conscious effort to overcome an obstacle within yourself that stop you to achieve whatever you wanted to achieve or the direction in which you would like to move. So it's not really different to learning anything else. You just got to create the pattern of it. Do a little bit there and a little bit there, and every day just a little bit more. Have you had clients that you've worked with or classes that you've worked with where you've seen people take this idea of just a little bit and then actually overcome, and seen this happen? And people you've worked with, have they gone from nothing to actually enjoying it?
Generally, when I work with people, they would like to come and see me again because the experience that they have when I lead them within that space are very potent, and they like the experience of being led and guided within the meditations, with someone with experience. So, and the people, they become more spiritual, definitely that.
So you have a special event that is coming up. This is an event that Diego Oliverio is hosting. Terrible Italian.
That would be my events in Matacana, and it would be the 25th of January. It will last 3 hours, and we'll do meditations and breathing and reflections. Reflections that will help us to discover what are the dynamics within the group, what we do after we do meditations. And the breathing will help us to stabilize our mind and to take us in a very deep state of mind. And the guided meditation will be used to lead the people to meet their ancestor or God, or to discover the relationship between us and the external world.